Namaste, welcome back to my videos. Myself, Raj Sekar. I am working as an assistant professor in Engineering College Bikaner from IT department. Today, we will discuss about condition statements in our programming language. Particularly in C programming language, how we can implement condition statements like if else, if and nested if else statements. Okay, basically we have mainly three types of condition statements. First one is the if, second one is the if else, and third one is the nested if or nested if else. Nested means the number of if else statements we can use in a particular programming language at a time. That is the nested if else. Let's see. Let's see what is the syntax for if statement, how we can implement the if statement in our programming language. Here, the syntax of the statement for the if in C programming language is like that. If test expression. Just here, remember this is very simple syntax. First take the if, if test expression. If any test expression means any condition, any expression like if you want to give. Okay, based on that expression, we can print or we can execute the statements in this body of the if condition. Okay, based on this the if statement means if the condition is true, then only I can enter into the body of the if statement, otherwise I can skip this whole body of the if statement. Okay, just remember this thing. Test expression means here you can use any test expression. For example, you can use any condition. You can take, for example, a is equal to 5. Here I am testing a is greater than 5. A is greater than 5. 5 is the condition I am giving in the parenthesis. Okay, what is a value here? 5. 5 is greater than 10? No, it's false. So I can skip. Means the compiler can skip these lines, means under the body of the if, and it will continue after that body of the if condition. Okay, let's see an example here, you can understand easily. Then before seeing the example, just I can give some things. Okay, how if statement works, then how it will be work based on these things. Just remember here, the if statement evaluates this test expression inside the parentheses. What are the parentheses? These two symbols we can call the parentheses, we know very well. Okay, if the test expression is evaluated to true, means already we have discussed, if the any condition is true, then it can execute the value of that body of the if condition. Otherwise it can skip that body of the if condition. Same like that. See the example here. I am taking int test is equal to 5. Here integer is the data type, test is the value variable. Here I am assigning a value to this variable is equal to 5. Here I am checking that condition. If here this is a code, small single line code for implementing the if condition. If test is less than 10, what is the value of test here? 5. 5 is less than 10. Okay, 5 is less than 10, this is the condition is true, then I can enter into the body of the if condition. Don't forget, if when you are implementing the if condition, you can open the parenthesis, and after completing the if body, then you can close the parenthesis. If you have only single statement, there is no need to open this parenthesis. But if you have multiple statements, means more than one statement, you have to open the parenthesis and you have to close the parenthesis after the if condition. Okay, if for example, if the condition is false, like test I am taking 5. Okay, 5 is greater than 10, but it is false, 5 is not greater than 10, so it will skip the condition body of the if condition, then it will goes to the next lines of that if code. Okay, next, so let's see here example. Program to display a number if it is negative. Okay, then I want to display the number if it is negative, otherwise I can't to display, I don't want to display, I want to display another thing. Okay, integer main, I am taking int, I am taking number, it is an integer. Printf, enter an integer. Scanf, I am taking the number from through keyboard. Okay, true, what is the here? If true means when the number is negative, if it is less than 0, then the number is, if any number is less than 0, that is the negative number. Okay, here I am taking, if a number, this is the condition, if the number is less than 0, what is the code here? If parenthesis, in this parenthesis I am putting number is less than 0, number less than 0, printf you entered comma number. When you are entering the number is less than 0, then it can print the statement only in if condition and if body. If you are not entering the number less than 0 here, if you are not entering the number less than 0 here, it can skip the body of the if, it will goes to the next lines of that program. What is the next line here? Here the next line is printf, the if statement is easy. Okay, here it will, if you are not entering the negative number, here it can print the statement like this. Same here, just see the example here. Here -2 I am entering, you entered -2, so -2 I am entering here, the condition is true, then it can print the value. Okay, next here also it can print the value, because of it will continue. Okay, but see the output too. Enter an integer 5. For example, I am entering the value 5, so 5 is less than 0, it is false, so we don't print the statements, we don't enter into the body of the if condition, directly we can go to this printf directly. So what is the output here? The if statement easy, so this is the output directly, same like that. So this is an example for implementing the if statement. Next we can see the if else statement. Just it is also working like as if statement, but here I am adding an extra thing like else. Else means if you want to give any default value, okay, then you can use the else. Means for example in previous thing, if the number is -2, then I can enter into the body of the if condition. Okay, otherwise I don't want to do print this statement. But here also, but here in this example you are printing this statement also, but I don't want to print this statement, so same like that I am implementing the if else statement. Okay, what is the syntax here? If, same like that previous one, test expression statements to be executed if the test expression is true. Okay, open parenthesis and open bracket and closed bracket. Next else, again we have to remember this here, open brace and closed brace, statements to be executed if the test expression is false. When it will be executed, if the if condition is false, then we will enter into the else statement. Here we can print the statements what are under in else. Otherwise, if the condition is true, we don't go into the else condition. Okay, let's see here example, we can easily understand how if else statement works, how it will be work based on this. The test expression is evaluated to true. If the test expression is evaluated true means, for example, I am taking here integer test is equal to 5. If test is less than 10, correct, because of what is the value here, test is equal to 5, so 5 is less than 10. Here I am entering the body of the if condition. Okay, when the condition of the if is true, we don't enter into the else statement, remember here. Okay, here if this test expression is evaluated to false, for example here let's see this example. If test is greater than 10 means 5 is greater than 10, when the test expression is false, then you don't enter into the if body, you directly enter into the else body, you can execute the body of the else. Here just remember here, when the condition of the if is true, then you can print the statements or execute the statements only under the if, you can skip the else statement. Same, if the condition is false, just we can reverse, means you can skip the if condition body or body of the statements in the if condition, you can execute that else condition or else body. Okay, let's see here an example. Here I am writing a program like that. Check whether a given integer is odd or even. Here I am checking a number, entering number is a even number or odd number. What is the condition first before writing an exam here? Before writing example here, if any number is an odd even number, it must be divided with 2. Means when you are dividing the number with 2, it can produce the remainder 0. So that is the logic. That means that is the thing we know very well. Okay, any number, for example, I am taking 4. 4 is a even number. Means 4 divided by 2, it is producing the remainder 0. Otherwise, I am taking the 6. 6 means 6 also it is producing the remainder 0. Means 6 by 2 is equal to 3. So what is the remainder here? 0. So when you are dividing a number with 2, it will produce a remainder 0. Then that is an even number. Okay, other than remaining numbers are the odd numbers. Same like that 5. For example, I am taking 5. Okay, 5 divided by 2 means it is not 5 divided by 2 means 2, remainder is the 1, but it is not producing the remainder as a 0. If you are not producing a remainder is a 0 when divided by 2, it is an odd number. Same thing I am implementing in this program. Okay, same I am taking integer number, printf, enter an integer. I am taking an integer number through 3 keyboard. What is the number here? If the number is modular division by 2, means modular division, already we have discussed about why we have to use the modular division. For normal division we can take the coefficient, but here modular division we can take the remainder. Here remainder is equal to 0. If any number is producing the remainder here is equal to 0, double equal to means I am comparing this thing. This is the relational operator. Remainder is 0. It will print an even integer and it can print the number also. Otherwise I want to print it is an odd number. Means if the condition is true, then I can print this printf statement only. I don't print the else statement. Okay, if the condition is false, I can print the only else statement. I don't print the if statement. So this is the thing. For example, I am entering the number 7. What is the number 7? Number 7 is modular division by 2 is equal to 0. What is the number 7? 7 modular division by 2, it will produce the remainder 1. So 1 is not equal to 0. So here the condition is false. I am directly entering into the next line, that is the else condition. Here the condition is false, automatically it will print the else statement. What is the else statement? Is an odd integer and comma number I am printing. 7 is an odd integer, I am printing the number here. So this is an example for if else statement. If you want implement any conditions like this, then you can use directly follow simple if else statement. It is very easy to implement for any problem. Next, if else ladder means you can use more than one if else statements in your program. Okay, for example, I can show here. If test expression is 1, then the statements will be executed. If else if the text expression is 2, here like that. For example, I will give the live example here. If any student is coming to uh, exam room for writing an exam, I want to check few things about him. For example, I want to check in first expression he has any hall ticket. If he has any hall ticket, I can print the statements. If he don't have hall ticket, again I want to check other thing, he has any ID card regarding his college. If he has any ID card, belongs to his college, then I will enter into the exam hall. He do Otherwise, if he have any permission, if he has any permission from his higher authorities like principal, like that, any exam section like that, I can check. Means among those three things I can check anyone. If anyone he has, then I can enter into him exam section. I mean for writing exam hall, for writing exam. Otherwise I do something in the else statement. Same like that. If any condition is true, like for example I am checking for first one. If first one is false, then I am going for second one. If the second one is false, I am going for third one. If third one is false, I am going to something other thing. Okay, let's see an example here. Here I am taking two numbers. I am entering two numbers. Okay, first checking number. First, what is the first condition? Number 1 is equal to number 2. Then I am printing this statement. Otherwise, else if means if it is not above else is not correct, then I am going to else if number 1 is greater than number 2, then I am printing this thing. If these both are not true, I am going to this line. Okay, so let's see here output. I am entering the two numbers 12 comma 23. 12 is not equal to 23, so I am not printing the statement. 12 is greater than 23. No, it is also false, so I am not printing the statement. I am going to here. If the both statements are false, I am going direct to the else statement. I am printing this else printf condition. What are the statements under the else? I am printing here. So this is the if else ladder. Means if you want use more than if else conditions in your example based on your problem, okay, you can develop that number of if else statements. And nested if else means, okay, if else ladder is different. Nested if else means you can use if else statements under again if else statement. Means if else he has that thing, okay, again I want to check he has another thing also, not he has or not, he have or not. Okay, same like that. For example, see here I am giving here one of the normal example, I mean general example. Previous, same like the previous. If any person, if any student is entering into the exam hall, I want to check at least two things. What are the two things? He has, first I want to check he has a hall ticket. Okay, he has. First again I want to check he has an ID card belongs to his college. Okay, he has. If he has both things, then I can allow him for writing exam. Otherwise I don't allow him for writing exam. Means I am checking two conditions here, that if two conditions he pass, then I can enter into exam hall. Same like that here. I am taking two numbers, scanf percentage d. Now I am entering the two numbers. Okay, already we have discussed what is percentage d, what is percentage d. Already we have done our classes previously. Here I am checking two conditions. If number 1 is greater than equal to number 2, and if number is equal to number 2, means if I am entering here 4 is less than greater than equal to 4, correct, and 4 is equal to 4, I am taking 4 as two numbers. Okay, number 1 is equal to 4, number 2 is equal to 4. At that time only the condition is false. Otherwise I am directly entering into the else statements. Okay, same like that. Same like that our previous example, student example. Okay, if he has two things, what are the two things? College ID card and hall ticket, then I will allow him writing exam. Like if he don't have anyone, then I don't allow him for writing exam. Otherwise I can use something to take permission from, like that, like here else condition. Okay, same like that. Else printf, I can do this thing. Okay, and otherwise less than number. If the number is greater than, I can print this thing. Less than number, then it will be print this number. Okay, same like that. For this if condition, this is the else statement. For this if condition, this is the else statement. Means if the two if conditions are true, I don't go to the else statements. Means I can skip the else statements. If any statement from these two statements are false, if any statement is false, I can enter into the else statements. Okay, so this is the condition statements in our C programming language. We practice programs based on these conditions, because of it is very important for learning any programming language. If you want to learn programming language like basic language C, you have to learn maximum on condition statements and control statements. If you are perfect in condition and control statements, then you can implement logics easily in your programming language. Okay, thank you. We will discuss control statements in next video. Thank you.